Last lesson we had seen backup, how to take the backup, what are the two steps of backup, that is how to restore and recover it, that are the two steps. Then we had seen the qualities of good backup. We had seen that there are different commands through which we can take the backup, like cp command. If I want to zip and unzip files, for that I will be using tar command. Then tar can also be used with the two options, that is J and Z, for using the utility gzip and bzip2. So if I do not use those two utilities with tar, I have separate command for that also. For zipping we use gzip, for unzipping we use gunzip. If I use bzip2 utility for zipping, I will use bzip2, and for unzipping I use bunzip2. I had told you that I will be sharing the practical, but since now it is decided that third year will be coming to the institute and doing the practical, so we will wait till that. In case if anything is decided that it is not going to happen, I will upload the practical to you in the classroom. Then we had next seen that what are the different types of backup: full backup, incremental backup, differential backup, and network backup. Then we had seen the 3-2-1 rule of the backup. So the next lesson is connecting to the internet, which is the last chapter of your Linux. After this, in section 2, you will be studying about the server. Now, when I say connecting to the internet, so there are multiple ways in which we can connect to internet. We can have a LAN cable, that is Cat6 cable, and we can have internet connectivity. If I want, I can insert a LAN card or a modem card into my expansion slot and have a internet connectivity. I can use router for having an internet connectivity. I can use modem for having an internet connectivity. So if I use modem, again, there can be multiple types of modem. It can be an internal modem, external modem. It can be a dial-up modem. So there are multiple ways in which we can have a internet connectivity. So now one of the type of internet connectivity is a PPP connection. Now, do you know what does PPP stands for? Anybody?
Point to point protocol over Ethernet.
Correct. Point to point protocol. Now, what is that point to point? When I say connecting to an internet, which means what? Why do I connect to an internet? First of all,
To access the outside the world data or
correct. So if I want to access any data, if I want to search any data, if I want to share any data, for that purpose, I need to connect to an internet. So when I'm saying I'm connecting to an internet, which means what? I'm connecting to another machine with the internet connectivity, either to take something for that from that machine or to give something to that machine. So one type of connection of your internet can be a PPP connection, that is point to point connection. Now what is that point to point? Point to point means what?
They must be physically connected.
Okay, they means what?
Both the systems.
Correct. So if I have two nodes and I connect those two nodes directly, I say it is a point to point connection. You might have heard, for example, if have you seen Kota Factory Part 2?
yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो उसमें वो एक कोई तो हीरोइन है, वो बोलती है कि शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस टू कम्युनिकेट इज पॉइंट टू पॉइंट, है ना, स्ट्रेट लाइन टू कम्युनिकेट बिटवीन टू
Yes,
थिंग्स is a straight line, if you remember or if you have seen clearly. So this is what, that is what is point to point. दो चीज में डायरेक्ट कम्युनिकेशन करना है और स्ट्रेट कम्युनिकेशन करना है without wasting any time, we say that it has to be from one point directly to the second point without having any intermediates or without having any interface in between. That is what is P2P connection. So I have a computer on my end, you have a computer on your end, we both are directly connected without using any other computer or any other node in between us. That is what is point to point. So it is which type of protocol? It is a communicating protocol. So what is that communicating protocol? A protocol which is used for direct communication, and that communication can be anything: sharing of any data, receiving any data, searching for any data. It can be any type of communication. Now you might have studied there are different layers of OSI. How many layers does a OSI have?
7.
7 layers. What are they? Starting from lowest layer, layer 1,
Physical.
physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and last, application layer. Okay, so if I have two machines, first machine will start from application to physical, then with a medium I will connect to the other machine from physical to application. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when I come to the lower three layers, or when we talk about first three layers, physical, data link and network, what happens at a network layer? What is the function of a network layer? Any idea? What is made at function network layer?
IP address.
Not IP address.
Packets.
Packets, correct. So at network layer, the data is made in the form of a packet, and in that packet I may have data, source address and destination address, like that. Now that packet, when it comes or when it reaches through the data link layer, I convert that packets in a form of frames, where I add MAC address also, I add IP address also, I add data also, both of source as well as destination. Now when that frame goes to the physical layer, it actually gets converted into bits, that is zeros and ones. And then it travels through any of the communication media and it reaches to the recipient's physical layer. Again, those bits and bytes will be converted into frames, frames into packets, and so on till the application layer. So when I say that this is point-to-point protocol, where it is operating at the data link layer. So when I say data link layer, what it will be responsible for? It will be responsible for transmitting the data in a form of frames directly between the two computers. So if I have computer A and B, and if I'm using this PPP communication protocol, I will be having direct transfer from node A to node B, and the data which will be transmitted will be in the form of the frames. So source will be knowing who is the destination will be knowing who is the source. So along with the IP address, I will also get the MAC address and I will also get the data of both node A as well as node B. So where do I use this? It is used to connect the home PC to the server via a modem. I am not audible?
No, ma'am, we can hear you.
Ma'am, for me it's fine.
Okay, Dishank, देखो आपका एक बार leave and reconnect. So where can I have this PPP connection installed? This PPP connection can be installed on any machine. It is not like that कि desktop है, कि laptop है, कि office का server है. Nothing. We don't have to see anything. You can have a PC of your home connected to your server, and you can have this connection via a device called as modem. Have you heard this device modem?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And does anybody know the full form of modem? Modem. No, it stands for modulator and demodulator. आपने have you heard the terms modulation and demodulation anywhere?
Ma'am, heard in CN but don't remember.
Acha, okay, no problem. So we will understand these terms. But right now, just remember that modem stands for modulator, which performs activity of modulation and demodulation. What is that modulation and demodulation? We will be seeing when we come to the modem. So when we use this PPP connection, we can use this connection with the help of a device or a networking device called as modem. Okay. So it operates at a data link layer, sends frames directly between the two nodes, and it uses a networking device called as modem. Now let us understand the two functions of PPP. Now in third chapter, if you remember, the communication between the two nodes, that is client and server, was happening with a procedure, and that procedure was called as RPC. Do you remember the full form of RPC? Remote procedure calls, RPC. याद है ऐसा कुछ?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that? Before the two device or before the two nodes communicate, or whenever they communicate, the communication was happening in a proper sequence with certain commands generated. For example, first they will establish a link, then a client will send a request, Then server will give acknowledgement that yes, I have received your request. Then server will send a reply of whatever request was there. Then again client will acknowledge the server that whatever data I had asked for, I have received that data. And then if a client has no more further request, it will close that connection. Do you remember the sequence? Yes. So your PPP, so your point-to-point protocol also follows this sequence. What is it does is it does the establishing of the link between the two devices. So if I have node A and node B, whenever these two nodes wants to communicate with each other, first there will be a link set up. After the link is set up, they will have a communication. After the communication is done, they will be sending an acknowledgement to each other. And after that, if the link or if there is no more further communication, the link will be disconnected. Or else if they want to communicate in future, they will maintain the link as it is. That means they will not break again and again to reconnect and re-ask for the data. So that are the two functions which your PPP protocol does. It will establish a link, exchange the data, give the acknowledgement to both the nodes, and after that, if they still want to keep the communication continue, they will not disconnect the line and reconnect again. They will maintain the link as it is. Okay, therefore, it is since as they are maintaining the link as it is, therefore we say that there is an intact communication between both the points. So establishing the link and maintaining it makes the PPP connection more stronger between the two nodes, and it also makes the connection faster between the two nodes. Why? Because the time is not wasted in making the link again and again. Understanding the function?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, let us see the services that are provided by PPP. So we know that this PPP operates on which layer? It operates on data link layer. So whatever data is exchanged, it will be in the form of the frames. So it defines the frame format of a data to be transmitted. Frame format means क्या क्या होना चाहिए. It should have an IP address, it should have a MAC address, then it should have a data, then it should have destination ka address, it should have destination ka MAC address. So whatever things are required in that frame, everything is being defined whenever the data is sent to the opposite end. After the frame format is decided, they will establish a link to exchange the data. After the link has been established, the data will be sent. So once the data is sent, it is also going to authenticate the data. Authenticate means it will do the authentication कि अगर source address लिखा है 127.0.0.1 तो वहां से ही data आया है क्या? Because if it comes in between by using any other node, then we cannot say it was a point-to-point communication. When I say point-to-point, तो अगर 127.0.0 ने भेजा है, so it should be the destination or the receiver should come to know that it has been received from that particular source only. So whenever the data is received by the receiver or by the destination, always an authentication is being done that whether it has been received or sent from the given address of the source or not. Providing the address for network communication. Providing the address means it will be giving you who is the source and who is the destination, both type of address, the IP address and the MAC address. Where will this be added? This will be added in the frame format itself. Just hang on, I'm getting a call from principal madam. The Dishank,
Yes, ma'am.
थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट किसी को सोमया में स्लॉट मिला है क्या आज?
नहीं मैम, मैंने पूछा था ग्रुप में, लेकिन किसी ने अभी तक रिप्लाई दिया नहीं है।
जो अभी है मीटिंग में, अगर उनका डोज 1 या डोज 2 25 नवंबर सॉरी अक्टूबर से 2 नवंबर के बीच में है, उनको किसी को सोमया से स्लॉट मिला है क्या? एनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट? डोज 1 में भी किसी को नहीं मिला है? एटलीस्ट से यस और नो।
No, ma'am.
नहीं मिला है किसी को भी? ठीक है, कुछ भी मेल नहीं आया? ठीक है, ओके okay. So what are the services that PPP provides? So it will first decide the format of what kind of data is to be sent in a frame. Once the format is decided, it establishes the link, sends the data. After that, it will also authenticate whether it has been reached appropriately to the destination. Destination will also check whether it has come from an appropriate source. And at the end, the packet, whichever is being, the frame, whichever is being formed, it will include these addresses, which will make aware to the source that who is the destination, and to the destination that who is the source. And after this, the link will be maintained as it is for the future communication. Okay. Is this clear up till here?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we will see how to set up this PPP connection. That is how to have this point-to-point connection on our system. So we had seen in the first slide that whenever I want to have this type of connection, I should have a networking device called as modem. So whenever I want to have this connection, first I have to purchase modem at my end. So when I have to purchase, after purchasing, I have to do certain setup on my computer system for making that modem work. So to establish this PPP connection between the client and the server, what you have to install is, you need to install a direct cable connection, that is a modem device, using a modem setup procedure. So you have to purchase the modem, connect that modem to your computer. Once it is connected, you have to make certain setup. Okay, where you have to go and make these setup? You have to go to, on your computer, click on start button, go to control panel. When you go to control panel, you will find an option called as phone and modem. Do you remember कि आपका, or do you know कि आपका modem का connection कैसे होता है? That how is the working of a modem? Anybody knows working of modem? पहले जब भी router नहीं थे, many of us were using modem for an internet connection. So if you remember या if you have heard somewhere, जब भी फोन आता था मॉडेम बंद हो जाता था, आपका इंटरनेट चला जाता था. जब भी टेलीफोन बंद हो जाता था, आपका कनेक्शन वापस आ जाता था. Do you remember something like this or have you heard like this?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
तो आपका कनेक्शन, हाँ, कनेक्शन कैसा होता था? कनेक्शन होता था आपका टेलीफोन के साथ. So if you see a telephone का connector and if you see modem का connector, they look somewhat similar. Have you seen modem connector or telephone connector?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that connector called? Do you know the name of that connector? CPM में
Ma'am, some pin.
पिन नहीं.
Ma'am, Cat 6.
नहीं, Cat 6 तो अपना लैंड केबल है. अपने कंप्यूटर लैब में जो केबल है ग्रीन कलर के, व्हाइट कलर के, ग्रे कलर के, वो Cat 6 है. This modem का is also white color का. It looks like your Cat 6 only, but the connector, उसके ऊपर जो connector रहता है वो दोनों के अलग होते हैं. तो आपका जो LAN का है Cat 6 का connector is called as RJ45, registered jack 45, and if it is of modem through a telephone line, it is RJ11, registered jack 11, where 2 lines are used for transmission, 2 lines are used for receiving the data, rest is grounded, and the other one is power supply. Okay, so आपका जो modem का connectivity है, the connector of that modem is called as RJ11, okay, which looks very similar to the one of your telephone. Telephone मतलब वो घर में जो डब्बे होते थे ना, लैंडलाइन फोन का जो कनेक्टर रहता है, वैसा ही मॉडेम का कनेक्टर भी.
मैम अभी लैन केबल जैसा ही होता है ना वो अभी जो.
इट इज, हाँ, लैन केबल भी वैसा ही दिखता है, बट उसके कनेक्टर में फर्क रहता है. pins of connectors in the RJ45 are more, whereas pins of connector in modem or telephone lines are RJ11 less. Okay. So if you want to set up this modem, you have purchased a modem, you have bought that modem, उसके साथ केबल भी आया होगा आपको RJ11 कनेक्टर वाला केबल. You have to attach it to the computer slot. उसके बाद कंप्यूटर में जाना है, ओपन करना है, स्टार्ट में जाना है, कंट्रोल पैनल में जाना है, and you have to go to phone and modem. The window or the dialog box of phone and modem will open. In that you have to select the modem tab. Okay, the window will look like this. When you go to phone and modem, you'll be having tabs like dialing rules, modems, advanced, something like this, in which you have to go on this modem tab. ओके तो अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी कनेक्टेड है, सेटअप हो चुका है, तो उसके बाद मॉडेम इधर दिखेगा आपको. बट अगर इनिशियली सेटअप नहीं हुआ है तो दिस थिंग विल बी एम्प्टी. So what we are doing right now, we don't have anything, so this particular field will be empty over here. So list of modems and they are attached to which particular port are empty. So we have to click on this add button. Why? Because we are making a fresh installation to have our PPP connection. So once you click on this add, a window that is a hardware wizard window will appear. Okay, when this type of window will appear, which will ask you to install a new modem to your system. So do you want Windows to detect your modem? What does this mean? Do you want Windows to detect your modem?
Automatically detect which modem to connect.
If a modem is connected and it is on, it will automatically detect. But if it is connected but not on, it will not detect. Okay, so if it is on, it will show the detection. If it is not on, it will not show the detection. So what we have to do is we have to click on this, that don't detect my modem. I will select up from the list. That means once I connect, it will show me कि कौन सा modem है, कौन सा manufacturer है, उसमें से मैं खुद select करूंगी. I don't want the system to detect my modem. I want myself to attach the modem to the computer. Any option you can select. If you don't want to add manually computer का modem का नाम क्या है, आपको manually select नहीं करना है, manually port select नहीं करना है, so you can always select that detect automatically and just finish the configuration. That is the simplest way. But if you don't want to do, what is the other way? Don't allow the system to select the modem. So how you can do that? Simply check this box. So it will not detect your modem. It will allow user to manually select the name, manually select the speed of the port, manually select on which port it is connected, and then make the setup. Are you understanding the difference in both?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have said that don't detect it automatically. I will add the name myself. I will add the port myself, and I will tell the speed of the port also myself. So after I do this, click on next. After that, select the communication cable between the two computer option and then click on next. Now what is this? It is, what did I tell in the previous step, that I am going to select the modem on my own. So I have attached the modem to my computer now. It will show me the list of manufacturer over here and which model is over here. So how you can know the model? You can know the model from the name of the component itself. For example, अभी आप प्रिंटर अटैच करते हो तो प्रिंटर को नाम रहता है LP1160, HP1170. So once you connect, all the one which are connected will appear here with the name. So you have to see the name on the modem and then make the selection over here. Okay, so you select which manufacturer it is, you select what type of model it is. Okay, you may have such options like this: parallel cable, direct communication cable, standard modem with 300 bits per second, standard modem with 1200 bits per second, like this. How you can identify this? You can identify this from the name mentioned on the device itself, on the networking device itself. Okay, once you have selected that, click on next. After that, it will ask you to select the port. Now you have different serial ports and parallel ports. Okay, do you know what is serial port and what is parallel port? Anybody? This might have been done in your CPM. Serial port and parallel port. Both are communication port. Okay, your communication ports of your computers are divided into two: serial ports and parallel ports. Any idea where these ports are on your computer? Anybody? Okay,
No, ma'am.
where are the ports on your computer? पोर्ट्स किधर है?
मैम मदरबोर्ड.
मदरबोर्ड पे पोर्ट्स है, करेक्ट, विच यू कैन सी फ्रॉम द बैक साइड. सीपीयू के बैक साइड पे कलरफुल पोर्ट्स दिखते हैं. दोज आर द IO पोर्ट्स ऑफ योर कंप्यूटर. उसमें से कुछ आर आइडेंटिफाइड एज LAN पोर्ट्स, सम आर आइडेंटिफाइड एज सीरियल पोर्ट्स, सम आर आइडेंटिफाइड एज पैरेलल पोर्ट्स. नाउ व्हाट डू यू अटैच टू द पैरेलल पोर्ट्स? आई हैड टोल्ड यू दिस. इफ आई डोंट रिमेंबर, मैंने सेकंड ईयर को बोला है कि आपको बोला है. हैव आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट पैरेलल पोर्ट? Okay, tell me what devices can be connected to your computer through that ports. क्या क्या कनेक्ट कर सकते हो आप?
मॉनिटर,
कीबोर्ड माउस.
हाँ, कीबोर्ड, माउस और क्या? मॉनिटर और
प्रिंटर स्कैनर.
प्रिंटर, स्कैनर, करेक्ट.
स्पीकर्स,
स्पीकर्स, ओके, करेक्ट. दैट आर ऑडियो जैक. ठीक है, अगर स्पीकर है तो आप ऑडियो में कनेक्ट करते हो, सर्कुलर शेप्स के है. प्रिंटर इज कनेक्टेड टू अ पैरेलल पोर्ट. ओके, हैव यू सीन पैरेलल पोर्ट? पिंक कलर का रहता है, पिंक कलर ऑन योर डेस्कटॉप. हैव यू सीन? Yes or no? Yes or no?
no,
I guess you had shown us in the previous.
I have shown the image also, which I am showing it again to you. See, it is like this. Have you seen pink color का? ऐसा pink color का रहता है.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is there on the back panel of the CPU. So this is what it is, parallel port. It is also called as D25. This also I had told you, if you remember. याद है?
You are told, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are told.
अभी याद आया? D25. इसको D क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि उसका शेप D है, और 25 क्यों? क्योंकि 25 पिन्स है. ठीक है, तो ये है, क्या होता है? पैरेलल कम्युनिकेशन पोर्ट, जो यूज होता है आपके प्रिंटर डिवाइसेस पे फॉर कम्युनिकेटिंग पैरेलली. ठीक है, मोर देन 1 बिट्स एट अ टाइम. ओके, पैरेलल कम्युनिकेशन, पैरेलल पोर्ट. नाउ you, along with this, I had also, I don't remember it, you have one more port called as serial port. जैसे
Yes, ma'am. That monitor का port. Blue वाला.
मॉनिटर जैसा दिखता है. इट इज नॉट मॉनिटर एग्जैक्टली, मॉनिटर जैसा दिखता है. ओके, मॉनिटर का तो अलग से ब्लू कलर का रहता है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं VGA पोर्ट, विजुअल ग्राफिक्स एक्सेलरेटर, VGA पोर्ट, जो स्पेसिफिकली सिर्फ आपके मॉनिटर के लिए ही रहता है. बट प्रीवियसली, इफ यू रिमेंबर, आपके माउस और कीबोर्ड, दे वर नॉट ऑफ USB कनेक्टर्स. अभी सब USB आया.
सर्कल
शेप रहता था, विच वाज PS2. उसके भी पहले सीरियल पोर्ट रहता था. सीरियल पोर्ट को हटा के PS2 आया, PS2 को हटा के USB आया है. ओके, तो जब भी आपके कीबोर्ड सीरियल कम्युनिकेशन टाइप के होते थे, तभी हम वो कनेक्टर या कीबोर्ड सीरियल पोर्ट को कनेक्ट करते थे, सीरियल कम्युनिकेशन पोर्ट को. सो योर मॉडेम, where are they connected? They are connected to your serial communication port. उनको क्या नाम देते हैं? They are generally recognized as COM1, COM2, COM3, COM4, COM5, like that. When does this name appear? Whenever we connect that device. ठीक है, अगर आपने कीबोर्ड कनेक्ट किया तो आप डिवाइसेस में जाके देख सकते हो कि उसका कम्युनिकेशन पोर्ट नंबर कौन सा है. So similarly, when you attach a modem, it is a serial type of communication. What is serial type of communication? Serial type of communication.
One single communication at a time.
Correct. It is transferring a data sequentially, 1 bit by bit at a time. Okay. So when I say this modem, what is happening? The modem is also communicating a data 1 bit by bit at a time. Okay. So it is therefore connected to the serial port. Okay. अभी आप next semester में robotics भी पढ़ोगे, तो whatever robots we have in our lab, Atmega 2560 robots, Firebird 5 robots, वो robots भी हम किधर कनेक्ट करते हैं? सीरियल पोर्ट पे. क्यों? क्योंकि उसका भी ट्रांसमिशन बिट बाय बिट होता है. सो एनी डिवाइसेस वेयर द ट्रांसमिशन इज हैपनिंग बिट बाय बिट, वी अटैच दोस डिवाइसेस टू द सीरियल पोर्ट ऑफ द कंप्यूटर. वंस दे आर अटैच्ड, दे विल बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड बाय द सिस्टम बाय यूजिंग एनी ऑफ दीज पर्टिकुलर नंबर्स. ठीक है, सिस्टम खुद रिकॉग्नाइज करेगा कि COM1 है, कि COM2 है, कि COM3 है. ओके, सो वंस we have selected the type of modem over here, we click on next. What we do once we click on next, we select the port. Okay, you will have from this list of ports, whichever ports are free, all the name of these ports will appear over here. So you can select any ports which are available over here and which are free. Once you select them, you have to simply click on next. Okay, so we had 1, 3, 7, 9, 11 free. You can use any one, whichever you want. So what is this doing? Henceforward, after the setup of the modem is done, once you communicate with other machine point to point, that communication will be recognized by which particular port? It will be recognized by the name of this particular port, COM1. ठीक है, तो अगर सर्वर कुछ डेटा सर्च कर रहा है, क्लाइंट कहाँ से रिक्वेस्ट आ रही है, कहाँ से क्लाइंट ने रिक्वेस्ट भेजा है, so what data that server will get, that client is connected to a modem device and it is communicating through which port? It is communicating through port COM1. Okay. So after I do that, click on finish, your modem installation will be completed. Now what you have to do is again go to this modem tab which was there in phone and modem. Here you will find that your modem which you have attached is successfully installed and you can now communicate with whichever port you had selected. So we had selected COM1 and hence the modem is being installed and now it will communicate with the port called as COM1. Okay. In CN also you might have heard when it comes to TCP IP protocol, TCP protocol uses certain port number and UDP protocol uses certain port number. For UDP it is port 80 and 82 and for TCP it is I think 256 or something like that. So what are this? Whenever I connect any devices, those devices will be recognized by that particular port number. So similarly, when you attach modem, it will be recognized by these particular port numbers. So every layer of OSI which uses the networking devices, that devices are connected to some port and the communication happens through that particular port number. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have installed this modem with this particular communication port. Now I can simply click on OK and get my configuration done. If you want to check the properties of this particular modem, you can go select this modem and click on properties. When you click on properties, it will tell you that what are the properties of this particular modem. It is communicating with port number 1. The maximum speed at which the port can operate will be 38400. So what I have told is it is operating by going to the properties. You can check what is the communication port number and what is the speed of the port on which that COM1 is operating. Okay. After that,
Which unit is the speed?
sorry,
What is the unit of the speed?
it is megabits per second, Mbps.
Okay.
Okay, it is Mbps. So you can go to the properties and check what are the properties of your modem. If you go to the advanced tab, that is over here. Sorry, after you click on OK, when you go to this advanced tab over here, you can get to see the default preferences. And if you want, you can change these default preferences also. For example, this is the window of default preference. So अगर आपको यहाँ से speed कम ज़्यादा करनी है आपके modem की, so you can click on this drop down menu and change the speed of your port through which your modem is communicating. Okay, but we generally don't do this. Whatever is the default speed selected by the COM or selected by the port, we stick to that speed and we operate. Or you can have the maximum speed. Okay, once this is done, you can simply click on OK and complete the installation of your modem on the system. Okay, now can I say the same setting has to be done on the opposite node to which we are communicating? अगर हमने हमारे उधर सेटअप किया है मॉडेम का पॉइंट टू पॉइंट कम्युनिकेशन के लिए, तो मेरे सामने जो सिस्टम है जिससे मैं बात कर रही हूँ, will they also have to do this modem setup?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let it be any machine, any two machines which are doing this PPP connection, both of them have to make a modem setup. Because for me, using this PPP, I have used modem. So for the opposite machine also, if they want to use that PPP, they also have to make a modem setup. Clear? Now we have studied के modem setup करना पड़ता है, कैसे करना पड़ता है. We have seen that. But what exactly a modem is? So it stands for modulator and demodulator. Okay. So MO is modulator and DEM is demodulator. So modem stands for modulator, demodulator. What is the function of modulator? It converts from digital mode to analog mode. Modem का modulator क्या करेगा? Digital को analog में convert करेगा. And what is demodulator going to do? It will convert from analog to digital at receiving end. Now tell me, what is digital and analog? What is analog?
It has 0 to 9 digits.
एनालॉग डिजिटल इज 0 to 9, करेक्ट. हाँ ठीक है, डिजिटल डेटा आपने वही बोला ना, क्या बोला निशित?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ डिजिटल ठीक है, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बिट्स, zeros and ones. What will be analog?
Continuous waveforms.
But what are those continuous waveforms sending? Are they sending 0? Are they sending 1? Are they sending 0 1 or something else?
मैम 1.
Minus 1.
No. 0 and 1 क्या है आपका? डिजिटल है ना. तो 0 and 1 can never come in analog. Analog means voice. What is analog? Voice communication. Whenever I transmit voice, that means I use analog communication. Whenever I'm transmitting 0 and 1, which means I'm transmitting digital information. दोनों का waveform अलग है. Continuous in the form of mountains is like analog, and in the form of square waveform we have digital. Understood what is analog communication and digital communication?
Yes ma'am.
So when अभी मैं क्या transmit कर रही हूँ? Voice. So this is what is analog communication. If I talk in zeros and ones, or if I transmit 0 and 1, what is going to happen? It is digital communication. तो अभी मैं analog भेज रही हूँ. I am talking in voice, but what is happening? That analog is converted into zeros and ones. So if I am sending you an email, or if I am sending you any data, let it be even a voice. What will happen? That voice will be converted into digital, and then when it reaches to the destination, again it will be converted back into analog, and analog will be received to the receiver. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So when I use modem to my system, it is doing the work of both modulation and demodulation. तो अगर मैं एनालॉग भेजूंगी तो मॉड्यूलेटर पार्ट जो है मॉडेम का, वो क्या करेगा? सॉरी, डीमॉड्यूलेटर पार्ट है, वो क्या करेगा? एनालॉग को डिजिटल में कन्वर्ट करेगा, और मॉड्यूलर पार्ट क्या करेगा? डिजिटल टू एनालॉग में कन्वर्ट करेगा. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? सो इफ आई एम ट्रांसमिटिंग 0101, what will happen? What will modular do? That 0101 will be converted into analog in the form of voice from the transmitting end. And what will demodulator do at the receiving end? It will convert this analog, whatever is received, back into the digital form. ठीक है? तो हम ये डिजिटल में क्यों कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं? Because our system, our computer will not understand analog. So to make the system understand our analog, we have to convert it into digital, because system is understanding only digital. Therefore, we are using this modulator and demodulator function, or modulation and demodulation. And वो क्यों use करते हैं? क्योंकि हमारे system को सिर्फ digital समझ में आता है. तो though a user is talking in analog form, in a voice form, so to convert it into a proper system language, we are converting it into a digital form. Understood? So
Yes
see,
ma'am.
so what is happening? Our computer to which a modem is connected, computer is talking in a digital signals. What will modem do over here? These digital signals will be converted into analog. Why? Because हमने modem को किससे connect किया है? Telephone line से. तो अपना telephone को 0101 समझेगा क्या? जब भी हम एक दूसरे को फोन करते हैं तो 0101 में बात करते हैं क्या? नहीं. We dial the number and we say hello, how are you, what are you doing, did you do homework? That is all what we talk, correct? So what are we transmitting? We are transmitting voice. So what is happening? जो भी system digital भेज रहा है 0101, वो modem को मिलेगा 0101 में, but telephone line से जब वो pass करेगा दूसरे सिस्टम को, तो वो 0101 नहीं पास कर सकता है, क्योंकि टेलीफोन लाइन 0101 नहीं एक्सेप्ट करता. टेलीफोन लाइन क्या एक्सेप्ट करता है? सिर्फ एनालॉग सिग्नल. तो हमने मॉडेम को क्यों बिठाया है? सो दैट इट कैन कन्वर्ट दिस डिजिटल सिग्नल्स इनटू एनालॉग, एंड देन अगेन एनालॉग बैक टू डिजिटल एट द रिसीविंग एंड. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes ma'am.
So it is doing the function of modulation at the transmitting end and demodulation at the receiving end. Understanding?
Yes ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So modem is connected. So this is our client, that is machine A. This is the machine B. We have a point-to-point connection by using a networking device called as modem. Okay. And what is the function of that modem? Performing modulation and demodulation, which is converting digital data to analog and analog to digital. और हमने क्यों ये कन्वर्जन यूज किया है? बिकॉज जो मॉडेम है दैट इज यूजिंग अ टेलीफोन लाइन एज अ कनेक्शन और कम्युनिकेशन मीडियम. So since telephone cannot understand only digital data, it understands analog, therefore we have used this conversion, and that is possible with the help of modem. ठीक है, अगर यहाँ पे मॉडेम नहीं यूज किया होता या फिर राउटर किया होता यूज, तो वी कैन हैव डायरेक्ट कम्युनिकेशन डिजिटल टू डिजिटल. ठीक है, डायरेक्ट कम्युनिकेशन कैन बी हैपेंड. But since we are using modem which is connected through our telephone lines, and therefore उनका connection भी एक जैसे दिखता है. If you remember, I told you in the start, आपका modem का wire और telephone का wire is more or less same. They have registered Jack 11. What is that registered Jack 11? It is nothing but the name of the connector. But if I replace that with our normal LAN cable, it will have RJ45. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when I say that the frames are prepared, packets are prepared for transmitting the data, why we are preparing these frames? Because it is operating at a data link layer. So when it is operating at data link layer, it will have a packet which will be looking like this, where I have a start bit, stop bit, and a data. Okay, along with this, I will also have a network address details. What are those network address details? I will have IP address, MAC address of source, IP address, and MAC address of the destination also. So along with start bit, stop bit, and data, you will have the addresses also, which will make one frame, and then it will be transmitted. So from network layer, you will receive this packet. But when it comes to data link layer, this packet will convert into frame. When it converts into frame, your both the addresses will be added. Understanding? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we see what are the different types of modems. So we have seen कि अभी modem का काम क्या है, digital to analog और analog to digital करना. क्यों करते हैं हम ये? क्योंकि जो डिवाइस हमने मॉडेम इंस्टॉल किया है वो टेलीफोन के ऊपर काम, टेलीफोन लाइन के ऊपर काम करता है. Therefore, we are doing this conversion. So let us see now what types of modems we can have. So we have something called as onboard modem, also called as internal modem, and other is the external modem. Now, from the name, you can understand that what is internal and onboard. When I say onboard means what? It can be on which board? Onboard मतलब क्या?
Ma'am, on motherboard.
Into the
Yes,
motherboard.
it is on the motherboard. But on which part of the motherboard? किधर इंस्टॉल करेंगे हम? मदरबोर्ड देखा है सबने?
Yes.
हाँ, तो मदरबोर्ड के कौन से पार्ट पे?
Ma'am, on PCI lane.
Correct. PCI means expansion slot. So if I want, what I'm doing, modem में क्यों डाल रही हूँ? Because I want to expand something on my computer. What I want to expand, I want to have that network connectivity. So what is the way that I have selected to have that external thing? I have selected to be something internal, something on board. मुझे external कुछ नहीं attach करना है. मेरे system में जो है मैं उसी में add करके network लाऊंगी. So it is on the motherboard, therefore it is called as onboard modem or internal modem. Now, which part of the motherboard? On the expansion slots. You might have, whenever you see a motherboard, there are white color slots, 3 to 4 white color slots on the motherboard. What are those called as? Those are called as expansion slot. Now, every motherboard has different expansion slots. ऐसा नहीं है कि expansion slot है और modem कार्ड डाल दो modem चलेगा. It is not like that. Every motherboard has different type of expansion slot. So you first have, before you buy this modem, internal modem या modem card, you have to see whether your motherboard supports the modem card or not. Because you have AGP as an expansion slot, you have ISA as an expansion slot, and you have PCI as an expansion slot. If it is AGP slot, you cannot put modem on that. Why? Because AGP stands for accelerated graphic port. It will support only graphic card. अगर सिस्टम का ग्राफिक बढ़ाना है और मदरबोर्ड पे AGP है, तो आप ग्राफिक्स कार्ड लाके उसको AGP बढ़ा सकते हो. बट आपके मदरबोर्ड पे AGP है और उसमें मॉडेम डाल दोगे और बोलोगे मॉडेम काम करेगा, तो नहीं करेगा. ओके, सो इफ इट इज AGP, योर मॉडेम विल नॉट वर्क. इफ इट इज ISA or PCI, then only it will work. But nowadays, the motherboards which you bring do not have ISA. Why? Because ISA is very old and it supports only 8-bit of transfer. So industry standard architecture, ISA, that is not supported. Whatever motherboard you will have will be either of PCI or PCIe Express. ठीक है, तो अगर PCI या PCIe है तो ही आप मॉडेम कार्ड खरीद के मॉडेम डाल के आप इंटरनेट सर्विस यूज कर सकते हो. ओके, now how to identify कि आपके मदरबोर्ड में PCI है कि AGP है कि ISA है. If it is black in color, it is ISA. If it is brown in color, it is AGP, and if they are white in color, it is PCI. ठीक है, तो अगर आपके मदरबोर्ड पे व्हाइट कलर दिखा तो आप मॉडेम ला सकते हो. ब्राउन या ब्लैक दिखा तो आप मॉडेम नहीं ला सकते हो. अगेन इफ इट इज ब्लैक you can put, but black doesn't come only. It is either white or it is brown with white. Brown with white है तो भी आप ला सकते हो. Okay, understanding? Yes or no? Am I connected?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I can just show you a modem card. See, this is how your modem card looks like. ठीक है, ये modem card है. आप straight away modem card को you can put it in the expansion slot. Which expansion slot? See, these expansion slots. You have to put the card or modem card in these expansion slots. Okay, so since I'm putting it inside the motherboard, inside the computer itself, therefore they are called as onboard modem or internal modem. Understood? Yes. Next is external modem. External modem मतलब
The one we saw for the setup.
correct, the one which we saw for the setup. मैं modem खरीद के लाई हूँ. I bought the wires also, telephone line wires also with it, and I'm doing the connection externally. That means I'm attaching an external network device to my computer, and such modems are called as external modem. Okay, so like this I have various modem. I have dial-up modem. I can have Wi-Fi modem also, which uses radio frequency to communicate. So all these are considered to be as a part of the external modem, which I'm bringing them separately as a device and then making a connection or setup on the computer, and then I am using it. Okay, is this clear up to here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So tomorrow we'll see a new type of connection to an internet, which is called as leased line. Whatever we saw today was point-to-point connection, which can be happened by using a networking device called as modem. We have seen what is modem, what are types of modem, and how do we configure it on our computer.
Ma'am, now point to point can also be done over Ethernet, right?
Computer, what?
And point to point can also be done over Ethernet now.
Correct, because I have replaced these modems now. Modems are no more used. So you change the networking devices, the type of PP connection that you make will keep on changing. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see leased line and then dial-up access. What is leased line? How we can have connection through leased line. Then we'll see dial-up. How can we have connection through dial-up? And then we see that if we want to configure PPP in Linux, what are the commands to configure PPP on our Linux terminal? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me take attendance.